And we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. And it's not gonna happen. We can thank Toya Bush Harris for that, but we're gonna live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Besh. I'll say what's up to her.
What's poppin'? Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you wonderful people. Like, share, and subscribe. And yes, I will be reading Toya for Phil.
Oh yeah, this is going to be one of them times where if y'all really enjoy Toya Bush Harris, I like her at times myself, so I'm not going to hold y'all. But this was one of those episodes where she lost her complete mind. And although I understood what she was talking about and understood where she was coming from, timing and place just made that completely obsolete, y'all. It just really did. Hey, Shani, thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you. You up in here first, as always. We appreciate you. So let's open up the episode where we left off with Simone talking about who at this table wants to be married to their husbands except me. And when she said that, everybody looked at her and was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I don't want to be married anymore." And Dr. Jackie says, "Shut your mouth because I'm going to pop you in your lips." Y'all, sorry, I have. Oh, these people drive me crazy over here. That loud ass car. Um, so Kawhi was like, "Simone, you don't mean that, Simone." Simone looked at her and was like, "I mean just that. I'm not happy." And Heavy's like, "Yeah, she don't look happy, y'all. She don't look happy." So Heavenly pulls Simone to the side and, tells her about her situation with her son because they can relate to that. Her son has not been home in a while because when Heavenly found out that he had got arrested, she did the, I'm gonna say half typical because not all black moms respond, this way, but she responded out of anger and vengeance, and you probably used words that she shouldn't have used, and probably said things she shouldn't have said, and maybe should have just heard his point out. She probably took the Nene approach when Bryce was, stole and went to jail that one time. So that's probably what she did. So,
And can we blame her? Honestly, black moms that single parents that raise their kids with less privilege would be
mm,
pissed off and disappointed. I'll be damned if I work my ass off, end up rich, have a television platform, and all this stuff, and you out here getting arrested because there's no reason for you to. It's not like you hearing no. So you just trying to be hood to be hood. Why? It doesn't make any sense. So I do think she's warranted in her anger, but people be just busy to hate on Heavenly like she ain't human. If I had a child and I'm not a mom, that probably would have been the one time my husband would have to physically restrain me from my son if he did some shit like that when he didn't have to. I'm finna tackle you like these football players.
Shani said she would have screamed at her son also.
Right.
Okay. You know, okay. I don't know. I don't have y'all. I'm a man, so it's different. I don't know necessarily. Depends on what my child did. Like it depends on what he did. What Heavenly Son did, according to the documents and everything, that everything that's being alleged, I probably would have some vengeance, some anger because you were raised better than that. I would hope. So, but it is apples and oranges when you compare it to Simone's son, because Simone's son is just spoiled. And he came online to prove to y'all that Simone did exactly what he said she was going to do in that episode, which I said, Simone, you did all that hollering for nothing. That's why they don't take you seriously. That's why your kids don't take you seriously when you get to hollering and yell. They know that's a facade that's just going to pass and you're going to do what the fuck they said you're going to do. So, yeah, that's another thing. I don't know why Damon didn't say anything. Like, to me, that's dangerous. Like, you don't play like that. Like, to me, that's just as bad as him being in the hospital and me not knowing. Like, that's the same thing to me. I'm sorry, it just is. I know that's to the jail and hospitals, two different things, but at the same thing, both are life altering. So I would want to know either way. So yeah, but that was pretty much that first beginning scene. Um, the ladies end up having a good time. We wish Brandy a happy birthday. And so far, I like Brandy. So far, when it comes to the other one, Angel, as I said, I don't remember her on Basketball Wives. I wish I did, but the jury's still out on her. Mrs. Best, how about you?
I don't remember Angel from Basketball Wives either, but she's not making enough of an imprint yet on Married to Medicine. If that makes sense. Like, we're not really seeing much from her. She just she seems to only pop up for little events, and she makes little statements, but she doesn't we haven't seen enough of her yet. But I feel like she did the same thing on Basketball Wives, because I don't remember that heifer at all over there.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is what she did on Basketball Wives, y'all. At least she consistent. Contessa want to put them in a closet with and no window. I don't know what to say about that, Shani. I don't remember Contessa, but yeah. But we're gonna move on, y'all. We're gonna move on. So the next scene we have Toya and Eugene. So they go out to a park and they begin talking about a few things. The first thing they talk about is Eugene not being home. So from what we understand, Eugene still has his wellness practice that he's doing. He's booking less clients because he's taken on 2 jobs that are a far commute from his home. Remember, one is 2 hours and one is 5 hours. Now, he took these extra shifts because he is not ready to financially let go of the ER checks because his business really hasn't taken off. And now it's coming into 1 year of him being at the center that he is in, where if Scott and Contessa's place, he's ready to move in there. Toya went to Scott and Contessa's place, and she said that the place that Contessa wanted to put them into, it's not ready, nor is it big enough because it's the same exact space you had at the current place. So Eugene tells her that now he's month to month, so he needs to make a decision somewhere. And Toya then turns the conversation into, why are you taking on all of these shifts? Because Eugene mentioned he just worked 7 days straight. Y'all, 7 days straight at an ER is fucking crazy. Because remember, those are 12-hour shifts. Those are, depending on what he gets on a day-to-day, may be traumatizing and dramatic. It's crazy. So to work 7 days
man
straight.
Who said he wanted to get away from the ER and was crying on the reunion after COVID happened, talking about it changed him. And that's part of why he went into his private practice and was trying to go into holistic medicine and all of this other stuff. Now he's back in the ER trying to support his wife because the bitch won't get a damn job to save her life. She'll play tennis. She'll get a coupon code. She'll change her weave and she'll keep Patron on back order. But the bitch won't get a job. And she has a degree.
That makes me wonder if, because see, this is what I don't understand. And this is what I tell y'all. We don't get to it at the end of the episode because I think I know exactly what's going on here. But the problem that I have with Toya's complaints about him working the way he does and everything like that. Well, ma'am, if he didn't work the way he does to support the house that y'all obviously are living above your means to, keep up with, how is he going to do it? His business, to me, it's risky when you don't have the clientele.
Of Black people attaining success and intelligence, but not getting rid of ignorance. You trying to keep up with the Joneses and the shit that you think look good. When the reality of the situation is, a good wife does not want her husband to be working 7 days a week. Why would you want your spouse away from you 7 days a week for 8 to 10 hours every day? That's if you got a spouse that work a normal job. She's dating an ER doctor, so his shifts are a minimum likely of 12 hours. So I can't understand how you could say that you love your man, but you want him gone for all them days. And she can't say that she doesn't want him gone for all them days, because if she didn't want him gone, she would lower some of the cost and price of certain things. None of it makes sense. It's like, how dare you be his biggest bill and then have the nerve to complain about him getting it the honest way? When most men would have told your ass to sit down, shut the fuck up, or to get a job. If so, listen, Sweet Tea kept her job. Quad invested and had several jobs. Mariah has her job working on this show and executive producing and doing stuff. Contessa has her businesses, her bodybuilding. Simone and Jackie have their jobs. Mimi got a job. Audra had a job. Everybody got a job but Toya. I'm just saying. I hate a lazy bitch.
I just feel like, to me, the fact that he's willing to work as much as he does, like,
Oh,
not
he's a simp.
complaining
He's
about
a
it.
weak nigga. He's
Not,
weak
yeah.
too. And he needs to man up. Like at some point, we do have to accept, like, okay, Eugene is obviously okay with this, but then at the same time, this is not love to the black men out there and to any man that's successful. If a woman loves you, she's not gonna sit and allow you to break your back working when you both contributed to the debt. It's 50-50. It's a fucking partnership. So I just wish Toya would be a partner. I do.
To me, yeah, because you're right. I can't blame her as much as without putting blame on him. But this is once again one of those situations where I tell y'all, when men get a girl that's out of their league, they'll do just almost anything to keep her, even if that means to their own detriment. And that's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing, because there's no way you should be working 7 days straight at an ER. That is, but I tell y'all, that is fucking crazy. Like, that is insane to be working that much. And the fact that you didn't stop, like, and then you have two jobs and that they're far out of town, and she's complaining about him staying at a hotel. And it was just like, Toya, at the end of the day, he got to make his money. And instead of y'all moving from house to house, maybe we could use your Married to Medicine check to help keep us afloat while I build my business.
That's
Do we ever?
probably what she's thinking in her head. Because I have a lot of people that comment to me when I comment online about Toya, like, this job is this show is her job. And I'm like, well, obviously this show is not a good enough job if her and Eugene is still having to work all of these jobs. And I'm just saying, in marriage, why should Eugene have to work 4 different jobs at 4 different hospitals in addition to working at his private practice while Toya just does the show for a couple months out of the year? Hold your fucking weight, bitch. Go do something else for the rest of the year. I'm just saying. So I'm so tired of these people. They've been on this show for 12 fucking seasons, and every season is the same shit. They're either moving, something shady's happening with their debt, income, or house. And then we see Eugene working 17 and a half jobs. It's been this way for 12 seasons. Put the bitch's wallet on a leash or something.
Something, or tell her, look, I'm going to quick ER, and since you get a Married to Medicine check at the end of the reunion, let's use that check to survive off of while I build up my practice to make sure.
They don't even have to do that because their kids are at an age where she doesn't have to be working like that. And Shani's saying he do work hella miles away. It's like, my gosh, she got the man driving all through the state of Georgia.
Well, he said he did that because the money that he was offered to do the job, which once again, I feel like that's short-sighted. Like, how, like, when you
that's
think
how you know
of
they with money, because you drive hella far because the money is good, but the extra money you're getting, you're spending on commuting
and hotel fare, like,
and eating through the week.
Right, that can't be that much of a profit. Like, that's how I feel. Buy a building, fix it up, and sell it. She got good taste. She doesn't have the, like, collateral to do that. I just don't think she does. She does, and that's the thing. She should, you know what? She should get a. I don't know if their contract permits them to go to other networks and work. I don't know. I've never seen the Married to Medicine contract, but I'm sure that Bravo could come up with something for her to do as a spinoff that I'm sure people will be watching. I don't think Toya's ever pitched it. That's why I don't think it's happened. What are y'all saying? That was another waste. She wastes a lot of money. I see that. Toya wastes a lot of money. A lot of money that they probably could be saving. Hi, Naya. Thank you for being here tonight, love. I appreciate you. I don't think that's it at all. I don't think this is it at all. I think that when according, and I don't know how, as I said, this is Dr. Heavenly speaking, that even when Eugene is at home, Toya doesn't do anything. He cooks, he cleans, he does it all. So, I don't know.
I don't know what she does. And then she be embarrassing him, which we'll get to later. I can't.
Oh Lord, that shit annoys me. So y'all, we gonna move on. So the next thing we see is Quad. Quad and King go over to Dr. Jackie's because Dr. Jackie is Quad's primary care physician for the what are they doing in vitro? I think that's what they're doing, something like that.
IVF.
IVF, yeah. So they're going ahead, they're doing her ultrasound to look at her cervix and everything. And Dr. Jackie was, kind of impressed that King actually knew what the cervix was for and everything. She goes, okay, good. Low key flirting, but that's okay, Dr. Jackie. We get it. We get it. We understand. And he seems to be pretty on board with this. He gives her the shot. They, did everything that they were supposed to according to the primary care physician in Ghana. So Quad should be pregnant by now, right? I'm just asking. So, but I feel like this is going to go backwards at some point, and I don't want to speak too soon about it, but it just feels like based on how Dr. Jackie be acting sometimes, I feel like this is going to go south at some point. How do you feel about that scene, Mrs. Best?
I'm tired of seeing people attempt to have babies on TV. I support it. I understand why people want to show it, but I don't know. I don't want to support people working to have kids on TV with men that they ain't even been with that damn long. I feel like Quad and King should just ride the wave, enjoy each other's company, let stuff happen naturally. I also feel like, are they like gonna inseminate her? Like, I don't know what they're doing. She's giving us some of it while also giving us none of it. So I'm not really that invested in the Quad. I'm actually bored by her this season.
Okay, that's all right. We're gonna move it on along, y'all. So Eugene and Toya are going to have a housewarming party, and Toya is going to call it the call in sick or don't show up to work, whatever this party is called. And she's getting the guest list together, and she told Eugene that she's inviting everybody. She's inviting everybody, but then she also tells him about this whole text message thread between her and the other ladies, and she had took a picture of a purse, and she said, who fake ass Balenciaga bag is this? And Heavenly said, that's my bag, and don't be mad because my house is all paid off and everything. And Toya responded, well, I'm going to go ahead and help you have a great day. I'm going to share my day with the people that I love. And Heavenly responded, well, I'm in between clients right now, but when I get off work, Daddy going to, lay me down that big old thing of his. And you have to worry about Eugene and his small stuff. You know how she likes to throw that out there. I said, this is y'all text thread. This is y'all text thread. How old are we, Heavenly? Why? And Toya, I blame you once again.
Toya always going and starting some shit and then acting like a victim. And here's the thing. If you know that Heavenly takes shit too far, then why do you continuously poke her? If I know that there is a bear, a bird, a dog, a cat that is going to bite me when I pet it in a certain way, then I'm not going to pet it in that way. But Toya will pet a damn and come at a damn angry dog aggressively and then cry and act surprised that she's been bit.
Now, she did say she did start it, which I was happy she took accountability for that. But at the same time, Toya, yeah, you shouldn't have did that. Like, if I don't know why.
You started it, then shut up. You don't get to complain. Don't start none, won't be none. You started some shit that you couldn't finish. And now you think because you admitted that you started it, that's good enough. It's like watching a child.
It was annoying because it was like, the fact that why do you keep calling out these people's labels and stuff? Like, why do you keep doing that? Like, what do you get out of that? Like, she did this last episode where she was talking about, like, y'all don't get mad because I, overdressed and y'all underdressed and everything. And I was like, see, all these labels that mean that much to you? Okay, fine. It is what it is. So we then move on to another scene, which was actually kind of sad to me, y'all. I had a hard time watching this, but we had a scene with Steve, Dr. Mimi, and their two children. We learned that their children are only 18 months apart. Their son actually was diagnosed with autism when he was 18 months old. They said that they recognized some behaviors that were relatively odd, and they wanted to get him checked out to make sure that they weren't seeing taking light of the situation. And as they're talking with their children, they're talking to them about summer camps and they're asking them if they're excited. And then out of nowhere, because I don't know if they just cut the scene. I don't know what could have happened, but the son ended up hitting the daughter in the arm, which causes her to get hysterical and upset. So Steve and Mimi had to pull the car over, and Mimi had to get in the back seat, and the daughter sat in the front seat. And they let the son know that this is not okay. When you are upset, you don't hit people, like you don't show anger. And I feel that they really did handle the situation very well. And in their confessionals, they said that this has been a very hard, challenging thing for them to do. They both were crying in the confessionals, and I applaud them for once sharing this, with us. I do applaud them for doing that. And I also applaud them for handling it in such a very mature way where they didn't get frustrated. They understood and they're trying to be patient. So I definitely, it was hard for me to watch this scene because I know that that's not an easy thing to share, especially with public scrutiny. It's all over the place. There's always going to be someone that says something that's, not really a well ventured place in, this scene, but I enjoyed it. I really did. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about that scene?
I also liked it. I thought that it's always nice to see people who are trained in behavioral psychology. It's always nice to see them practicing what they preach to other parents, because I'm sure at some point through her psych degree and studies, she probably had to work in ABA and RBT and things like that, which kids who have disabilities like her child work in. It is a lot, and I don't think people understand what parents of special needs kids go through. And a lot of the information and resources that are available are still new, still being researched. So they're, I empathize with them. I appreciated it. You could just sense that Mimi and her man are genuine. I still don't know about him, but I like them. They're a good example. They keep the show like somewhat human. Because if they weren't here, we just have Toya running amok.
I mean, girl, you better say it again for people in the back, because I'm telling you, Toya did the most.
We need
So, yeah, we need that balance. It was definitely real. And once I said, I really appreciate them for doing it. Now, it's the day of Toya's party. She has Louis Vuitton, name brand napkins, towels, pillows, blankets, you name it, Toya got it. She has servers that are half naked as if this was Hooters. She has fruit cups, alcohol. This party, she had a florist there. It was over the top. I'm sure this party cost about $5,000. I am very sure it did. And once again, this is way too much money to be spending at a housewarming party where y'all could just throw some steaks on the grill and just call it a day. But anyways, y'all, so as everyone's arriving, Mimi and Steve are in the car, and Mimi's preparing Steve for, what may happen, because according to the group text, we talking about people's penis sizes and all this kind of stuff. And Steve was like, "Is that really what y'all talk about?" And she goes, "Oh my God, my friends, it's just not going to be good." So pretty much everyone's getting there. Toya is showing people around the house. She's showing people the closet and everything with her tree in the middle of the closet. I was laughing at Contessa and Heavenly Shade. Contessa Shade, so she goes, I hope she's able to take that tree, when they sell this house after they don't want to be in it no longer. I was like, Contessa, damn, but that shit was funny. And slightly true, because Toya and Eugene will sell a house in a minute and move. So
they probably gonna be so bad about all the little comments too at the reunion. But when you move this many times, you just got to take the shade in stride.
Absolutely, because where was the lie? Yeah. The men were, uncomfortable with Toya having half naked men serving them. They didn't want to be served by the men, but once the lady came out, they said, "Okay, yeah, you." And Eugene said, "Hi, sweetheart. Like, what do you have for us today?" And I was looking at them like, "Oh my goodness, y'all, Toya, you don't need servers. Like, why do you need people to serve food here? They can walk their asses in the kitchen or take the shit outside." Like, just wasting money once again. So the night, dwindles down. When Heavenly got there, she asked us if Heavenly was still mad at her. Heavenly's like, no. And she goes, your house is very nice, Toya. It looks like your last house, not the house she was in last, but the house before that, with the one y'all, Toya said, my forever home. She said, yeah, your forever home. It looks just like that. And I look at it, Heavenly like, you ain't shit, Heavenly. I saw what you tried to do. So as the night progresses, Toya said, Eugene, we're going to play a little game with everybody. It's going to be the ladies versus the men. So I'm going to set it up real quick. So she sets up hula hoops all on the ground or whatever. She goes, Eugene, I need the men to step on one side and, the ladies on one side. He goes, why? We're comfortable right here. Like, what are you trying to do? And she goes, Eugene, can you just stand up here, husband and wife? Stand up here with me, Eugene. And Eugene once again said, Toya, I'm not doing that. I'm finna go get my pad. I'm gonna write us all doctor's notes, so we ain't got to do this. He was being funny. It was a joke. It really was. So he writes everyone a doctor's note and saying that the men cannot participate. But she goes, okay, Eugene, that's not funny, but Eugene, be a leader and lead the men to the other side of the hula hoops. And the ladies was like, Toya, don't do that. That's messed up. Like, don't do that. But Toya's like, well, how else am I supposed to do it? Like, how else am I supposed to go? And Eugene's like, well, you can ask me nicely and I'll do it. I'm not asking you nice, forget it, fuck all this, fuck everything. So her and Anila walk into the room and they end up in her closet. And they cut out a lot of shit, obviously, because the part that we all saw her coming up to Eugene did not match her energy when it came to having a conversation with Anila and Contessa. It kind of felt like we were seeing two different things. Mrs. Best, did that feel like that to you too? Because I was confused on how we got here.
Toya was drunk. That's why her eye always lazy. The bitch be drunk. It's the truth. Because why would you go to, it's not even about talking to your man like that. Why would you say to anybody, be a man or be a woman and lead them to, that's condescending. And she knows it. But she just don't care. Like, I don't care what nobody says, how their family is and all of that. I believe that people's words are very minimal to how they feel about others. This really is actions that count. And all this lady does is defy her husband. Years ago, she blamed this type of behavior on her birth control. What's the excuse now, Toya? She's always blaming bad behavior on something, but you just don't talk to people like that regardless of if it's your husband or not. But especially if it's your husband that is working 7 days a week, 200 miles away at 4 different hospitals while also running a clinic that your friend is holding up him expanding because she lying to y'all about the bill timeline. Like, you just don't need to talk to anybody you care about that way. She knows she was wrong. The bitch was drunk though.
She was. The whole
time she maintained a drink in her hand. But every time Toya has a party in the history of this show, some shit pops off. Every single time.
Oh, it gets better. Let me go. So Eugene walks into the house and pulls Toya to the side and was like, I did not want to play the game. It's not that serious. Like, I did not want to do it, and you were being rude. She goes, you were being rude, Eugene, over there not getting up when I'm talking to you and everything, and you just gonna completely dismiss me, Eugene. And he goes, Toya, I did not dismiss you. You were being mean. Everyone says you were being mean. She goes, I don't give a fuck about them bitches. You think I care about what they talking about? They don't give a fuck about us and our marriage and everything like that. That's the problem, Eugene. You always worried about what people think. And I looked at Toya and was like, does Eugene care about what people think, or do you care about what people think? Because I'm sorry, y'all, unless I'm misreading the room, I don't agree with Toya. I don't think Eugene gives a fuck about what they think. I think it's her that cares about what they think. So so she walks off from him and he goes off, and it becomes a little bit more tense in the house. So Qua says, well, maybe we could try this again. Why don't you come outside and talk to everybody, and let's go over there. And so she walks outside, and boy, when I tell y'all, Toya, when we thought this was going to be civil, this ended up getting a whole lot worse. She goes, let me tell y'all something. I don't care about all of y'all who are my friends, know my situation. Y'all always make fun of me every twist and turn instead of supporting my marriage. It was Heavenly, it was Mimi, it was Brandy. And Brandy was like, how the fuck I get in? And wait a minute, what I do? Because I was just as confused as Brandy, because I didn't hear Brandy say nothing. I did see Mimi say something, and I saw Heavenly say something, but I didn't see Brandy just caught her straight for no reason, because she was probably standing next to them. I said, damn, Toya. She goes, all of that. So Heavenly said, Toya, nobody's coming at you. We support your marriage. And Toya said, no, the fuck you don't, Heavenly. You was standing right here talking about my marriage, talking about how I disrespect my husband. And they show a little snippet of Heavenly saying trouble in paradise. And I said, production, y'all should have played that. Y'all should have played it, because to me, that is kind of fucked up. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to get Heavenly together on that one. Heavenly, you shouldn't have, because you were egging that on. Like, you saw that they were having tension. The last thing you need to do is egg some shit on between them to make it seem like,
honestly, if you're going to say that about Heavenly, you have to say the same thing about Mimi, because she was making the exact same comments. All of the women there were making comments similar to what Heavenly's were. The problem is that Toya was so fixated on Heavenly along with the cameras, and Heavenly's mouth is big as hell, that's all that we heard. But if you go watch that scene, they all said something. Quad laughed. Mimi spoke a couple times. Contessa was looking at her crazy. Jackie had something to say. They all said something, because the way she was talking to him was crazy. And I find it interesting that the people who said something that upset her the most were the people who are in the two most stable marriages of everybody else who was there.
True.
I don't know. Toya's like a little angry, drunk pug. She even looked like one in the face. I cannot understand. Yeah, Heavenly shouldn't have egged it on, but at the same time,
that's all I'm gonna give Heavenly.
With you,
mm-hmm.
And if you don't want other people in your business with your marriage, then don't start a whole fucking argument with your husband in front of a bunch of people in the middle of a party. Like, Toya don't understand some of the basics of being a wife or in a marriage, whether you're a wife or a husband, which is understanding the importance of time and place. That, like, you never gonna catch me and my husband just arguing with each other in front of guests at a party or in front of anybody. Like, that's crazy to me. So Toya needs to learn how to control herself. And she was doing all of that to play a stupid ass game. If you're having a party, let people chill.
Well, here's the thing. I would understand if she had told Eugene beforehand that I would like to play a game. So at some point in the party, I'm going to come up to you so we can kind of facilitate this together. Now, had she did that, then I probably wouldn't be this hard on her. But the fact that you look like you just out of the blue wanted to play this game, Eugene knew nothing about it. He chilling with his homeboys. They smoke a cigar.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. He paid for the party. Be quiet. He paid for the party. He paid for the house. He paid for the weave. He paid for it all. Be quiet.
Nice. It was all.
She's an odd one. And Jackie was right. If that's how you talk to your man in front of people and on national television, how do you talk to him at home? That's probably why he is happily working at 4 different hospitals 200 miles away from the house. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. It was over the top, all of it, naked, half naked servers, the yelling, the projecting and deflecting, not enough fun, too much Toya. I agree.
And that's disrespectful too. Why is it that every time Toya has an event, she's talking about the lack of sex with her and her husband, the disappointment in the size of his man parts, the disappointment in his weight when he had his weight gain, and then she always has to have male strippers, male nude models, male this, male that. And it's like, just because you're not attracted to your husband, you don't got to disrespect everybody else's marriage and have some people in there. And you could tell she was finally like, well, I want to look at something and not hear nothing. Because why did they have that little colorless lady in the bikini serving the drinks? So I do think that she probably got stuff going on in her marriage, because why else were you sensitive? And then Keywan girl, you right. You had half naked hoes serving drinks and half naked niggas serving hors d'oeuvres, and your sons were right upstairs. Toya was mad at the wrong things. But if anybody says that to her, she'll probably lose her mind.
I mean, she already had lost it. It was, and so as Toya goes in the house, there was a small scene where, Quad was like, oh my God, I really thought that she was going to, kind of apologize. And King makes this reference like, yeah, but she apologized with an attitude, kind of like how you do. You always apologize with an attitude. Now, I didn't see this at first, but I'm paying attention to it now. I'm starting to see the little passive aggressiveness of King. I didn't see it at first, y'all. I'm going to be honest. I did not see it at first, but the last episode with the big back comment, and then this episode with, him talking about when she apologized, she has an attitude with it. Now, I can see it, but that's not for you to call out in front of all my friends. Like I need you to chill on that, bro, because that's not what you do in front of all my friends and shit. These people I've been knowing for years. They know who the fuck I am. You don't need,
He
huh?
been doing that. King been doing that. That's why I'm looking at him. I'm like, I feel like he's smooth. He knows he looks good, but I also feel like he knows that Quad is invested in them probably a little bit more because she done shared them to the public. I feel like he uses that to his advantage. Because honestly, him and Quad, I don't see much with them outside of sex and them having a good time.
It could, and maybe that's what she need for right now. I don't know.
And you don't want to be having a baby with somebody who be acting like
No, you don't. Yeah. It's not cute or funny. It is worrisome because I was like, wait a minute, are you doing too much at this party with my friends? Yeah, it wouldn't. I would be going home at this point. So Toya and Simone are talking inside, and some of the other ladies join, and Simone was like, "I know where you are, Toya." And Toya's like, I'm sick of Heavenly. I'm sick of her always coming around. She messes with everybody. She messes with your husband. She talked about your marriage. She talked about your kids. She talked about you. And then they play flashbacks of Heavenly kind of with Simone and Cecil. I'm a little biased on that. I don't think she really came at Cecil like that. I think she just responded to a comment because of Cecil reposting Mariah's pressure wash comment. Y'all know how I feel about Contessa. So we ain't even gonna go there because y'all know how I feel about that. So to me, I kind of felt like, okay, Toya, you have a right. Because Toya does come after, Heavenly does come after Toya in her ways of life. She does on her YouTube channel. I've seen it. It's there. Y'all can go watch Heavenly's YouTube channel. Y'all will see it too. She does go in on Toya a lot. So I can understand that. But Toya dragging everybody else in there, I feel like some of your cast members, it would be fair. That's all I'm going to say. And so Heavenly walks in. She goes, Toya, I'm leaving. I wasn't trying to come at you. I wasn't really trying to do that. And Toya's like, yes, you did, Heavenly. Yes, you did. And she said, Toya, I'm not. Okay, well, I'm going to leave Toya. That's what she told Toya. And when Heavenly walked to the door, she couldn't open the door. And boy, I was Contessa laughing because, Heavenly.
every time Heavenly tried to leave,
she can't never get out the door.
She can't seem to figure her way out the door. But I respect Heavenly for leaving. I think the more she leaves, and I do see her doing this more this season, but she's been doing it more a little bit throughout the seasons. She's getting up and walking away because I think Heavenly and Damon realize that with certain people in this group, they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. And it don't matter what they say, it's going to fall on deaf ears because they're committed to how they feel about Heavenly. And that's just that. So all you could do is leave. But Heavenly, next time you want to leave, if you know these doors are a problem, say, somebody come help me with this motherfucking door. Because you don't know how to open the door. Ever. She can't never get out.
Right. So they Mimi, Steve, King, Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly are out there talking, and King was like, "Why don't y'all just come back in and just talk this through? Like, let's not leave on this, no." Dr. Damon said, "Listen, I respect Eugene because he's my friend, and I don't have a problem with Toya. And it's about a respect thing at the end of it. We have to respect them. This is their home. This is their life. And I don't need to go back. Me leaving is, showing my respect for them at the end of it." And everyone was like, "Yeah, we agree. We agree. Yeah, everybody, we agree." So, Lord Jesus, it was a mess to
Why
say.
did
This was
you
a
have
crazy episode.
David don't raise his voice for nothing. Oh my God. Right. AKA Daddy, Dr. Daddy. I was cracking up in the argument when they was asking Toya. She said, "Well, how am I supposed to talk to him?" Heavenly said, "I don't know, call him Daddy or something." Where every man agreed, "Yeah, try that." I said, "Ooh, Toya, say what you want about Heavenly. Say what you want about the rumors. But Damon come home at night. That's all I'm gonna say. He come home. Lord help us."
Sorry, y'all had to answer the phone. My man was calling. But yeah, not James, aka. I don't sound. I was trying to be funny. I was trying to be funny. In terms of like me trying to play, I like to have fun with this. I do, and I like to play voices. Like you guys know, that's my thing. But how did I sound, y'all? Did I do it justice, or was it off? Let me know, because I'll stop doing it if y'all really think it's not funny. If it's not like something I'm good at, I'll stop doing it. But that was I was like doing his voice. His voice is so soothing. But anyways, y'all, that was in the episode. That was it. Toya lost her fucking mind this episode, and from the little snippet, she was on Watch What Happens Live. She even admitted she went too far. Like she even admitted it. So I'm glad we're all on the same page with this. Like she went too far. I feel like next week's episode she gonna get on my nerves again because I saw the snippet. Um, Eugene, I don't know why you apologized. I don't know why you did that. I wouldn't have.
I don't know
Oh,
why Angel, is that her name? Or not Angel, Brandy apologized.
oh, that's right. I forgot to say Brandy. I wouldn't have apologized for shit because I didn't
Right.
do nothing. Just because you saw me in the general facility of the area does not mean that I was, saying stuff to you. So yeah, Brandy better than me. But yeah, oh, Lord, this was a crazy episode. It was good, but it was crazy. I'm yeah. Toya lost me on this one. Eugene, you need to put you on some bigger draws and step up to your wife and stop working so
Bigger
fucking much.
draws.
No, no, he need to do something. He need to
I
do
wonder
something.
what my husband would do if I talked to him like that. I'm gonna try it and get back
No,
to y'all. Now,
don't
if
you
y'all
dare.
don't hear from me, James got my address.
Don't even play like that. That man don't deserve that. That man don't deserve that. Like so. Okay, so Shani said I do sound like him. Okay, all right. I must keep
No,
doing it then.
he was so calm. He don't raise his voice for nothing. I know they gotta have a good mic on Damon.
I think it's not even a mic. I think they have his volume like turned a certain way. And when they do the edit, they play it at that volume so that way it sounds soothing because he sounds like he was on the radio. You remember that what was that radio station back in the day? It was like smooth jams
Yeah,
like
K
rock.
102.9.
Yeah. No,
The guy who used to come on at night when we was
yes,
in rush hour
yes.
traffic, he used to talk
Uh-huh.
so smooth.
He
You know,
did,
now they
yes.
play rap. Can't find an old school song for nothing. And 98.1 is now 80s rock and nothing else. I said, the fuck? I know. I know.
Oh my god. I
Chevy
just
said,
think
I bet not talk to Brother Joe like that. Or talk to that nigga how I want. No. Okay.
Not talk to me and
I'm just kidding, y'all. Where he come on live and start talking shit. I'm just kidding. Oh Lord. When I'm mad though, my mouth is terrible. I'm a work in progress. I haven't been delivered yet, but I'm trying.
All right, sorry, y'all. I forgot about something. It was a crazy episode. Girl, when I tell y'all, I was
Y'all
so through
subscribe
with
to
Toya.
Keywan as well. I believe
Oh
she shared this
yes,
as well.
yeah. Subscribe to Keywan's channel. It's in my description box. Or if y'all live, click on her picture and subscribe and tell her James sent you. But y'all, we're gonna move on to Real Housewives of Potomac, where we have also some very interesting opinions because a lot happened on that episode. They said a lot without saying a lot. So yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and go over there. Thank you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to everybody. Like the video on your way out. Shout out to the replay gang. Hey, how y'all doing? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe as well. And I will see you guys on my next live. I'll see you guys on Real Housewives of Potomac. Have a good one, y'all. Bye bye.